Alright, trying a new format. This time straight into the camera. Very odd, very weird. I'm gonna see how this works out. I have a mirror behind me, which makes me kind of see what's up. You can kind of see the gains. Massive, looking big. Summertime sadness. That's what this is all about. Right. I hope all people are doing well and stuff like that. I know I started this video off like that, but it is what it is, and I decided to do it, so this is how it's going to be done. Right, so basically, this week, it's been probably the most empty of events of this whole year. Probably. Because I genuinely have nothing to say. I practice more French. It's really fun. And I'm getting different kinds of kind of angles into it, but I'm also realizing just how difficult it is to learn a language. Like you do genuinely just have to know all the edge cases, listen, and read so much. And I feel like every time I feel like I understand more, I just understand less. Or maybe that's just the kind of shows I'm watching that are just kind of difficult. But the point is, it's a very difficult, and I'm having a hard time. But at the same time, I'm sure I'm making progress, which I'm actually quite happy about. Starting Anki, it's this flashcard kind of thing. It just helps you with. Let me see. Helps you with. It's just a good flashcard app. That's what it really is, and it's good to have one of those. So I've just been using that, and in French you have obviously a lot of words. That was kind of a dumb sentence. But there is this data set of the 5,000 most used French words, and all I did was I took that data set into Anki, and it was like an Anki flashcard set, so I didn't have to like actually do anything with that data. I used it to just practice the words, and currently I've done I think 1,300 words, and it's pretty clear that when you know 5,000 words, you are quite fluent, or pretty much fluent. Like as fluent, you're good basically. If you know 5,000 words of French, or pretty much any language, you will be fine. You will know the language, you will understand it. So it's kind of a fun game. For me to try to learn all the words as fast as possible to kind of be able to get to that high level fluency as fast as possible. Obviously, I'm realizing at the same time this is an insane pace to learn new words. I'm learning currently 50 a day, so I would be done with it in 80 days or something like that. That's what I calculated at least earlier. So I'm definitely gonna slow it down. Like today, I had to do like half an hour of just word practice, and that took longer than I would like, and it wasn't very fun. So definitely going to have to lower the amount I do per day, a bit as time goes on. But I will definitely be getting to that point. Probably all the way to the at least a few thousand. I'm gonna keep doing Anki, since I really have nothing else to do. Just gonna keep getting those words, and it's just very interesting because it's like this tangible kind of progress, when you normally don't have that for a language. You just kind of feel how much you don't understand, and it doesn't feel very good. But when you constantly see like I'm learning more and more words, I'm constantly having understanding more and more of the vocabulary they are using. It's like realistically, I am getting better, and that's obviously if you're practicing a few hours a day, you must be getting better because otherwise that doesn't make sense. But it really doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're just getting shot from different sides, and you're just getting, destroyed from every angle. It doesn't feel like you're doing good, but it does. It does, when you have that kind of tracking. So I enjoy having that with me but I have to stop at some point because it's just too many words. I know too many words, and my language skills aren't the kind of keeping up with that. Or they are, but like, I don't know. At some point, I'm gonna have to reduce it. Don't know when. Don't know. I'm not sure yet, but I will see about that. But yeah, it's a very good and very fun, um, fun thing. Hopefully, this won't miss with the camera, but let me hold it with my other hand. But yeah, that's mainly what I've been doing. I've been cooking a bit. I did some baking. Nothing all that crazy, to be honest. As I said before, nothing all that interesting. That's why I started to talk about my language learning kind of ways. But that's what it's been all about. Just the small progress, and I definitely notice as a whole, because I've been doing this for about a month now, maybe a bit more, or yeah, it's been a bit more than a month. And I definitely notice that I have gotten a lot better. For instance, I'm pretty much at the level of my Swedish. At least for listening, I'm already better than I am at listening to Swedish. I understand more French than I understand Swedish. And soon I'm gonna be doing speaking better. I'm pretty much just likely below on speaking, just because I don't do as much speaking in where I haven't spoken as much French as I have Swedish. So it's just something that I have to get used to. But it is not that big of a deal. And it's surprising because it's been a month, and how did I surpass my Swedish skill, which was something I trained for so many years. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. Hopefully I haven't ended the video by accident pressing one of those buttons. Well, yeah, basically my strategy for learning French, if I hadn't talked about it too much yet, is I do those flashcards. I learn as much as I can from those words, and then I watch shows, which are just interesting, or I really watch shows that I have already watched. I just basically do the kind of things which I would enjoy anyways, but just in French. And that has been working out for me pretty good. I've been rewatching Marvel movies, different kinds of movies, shows, these kinds of things, and always trying to kind of get to a more natural level of speech, because obviously if you have like a dubbed show for a children's show, it's going to be very simple, very clearly spoken. Words are clearly differentiated, those kind of things. But then when you get into like real movies where they're doing banter, trying to do quick quips against each other, it becomes very difficult to follow. So I'm trying to just keep up the level around that 80% of understanding mark, by doing harder and harder, more and more difficult shows. And my final level is going to be the most difficult, which is, first of all, dubbing helps obviously, because it's done in a different sound room, so it's not recorded at the place. So dubbing makes it easier to understand, and they don't usually use too much slang when you're dubbing, because that would be kind of odd to kind of start spewing slang at that point, because it usually doesn't fit the already made kind of fit, if you kind of understand that. So the very final level is, there is a show on Netflix called Lupin, which I watched the whole first season on the English dub. It is a French show that is very interesting. I was very interested in it, but I just dropped out because I had some more interesting things to do, and just ended up never watching it fully. So the final challenge is definitely going to be watching that show, and trying to understand it. But yeah, that's gonna be about it. I have to go now and do some other stuff, so I hope that's all. Peace.